Hi, I'm Doc Littaeur and welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. We talk about mental health and relationship issues every Friday, so please do subscribe. Our topic today is what to do after a clash with my child. Conflicts between parents and children occur because of various reasons. How can parents discipline their kids without damaging their self-esteem? Learn the 5 tips on how to be firm yet loving as parents. Tip number 1. Assure your child of your unconditional love. For this episode, I'd like to focus on kids from 1 to 12 years old. I'll be talking about teens next week. Most parents want their children to grow up to be loving and responsible adults. Hence, they'd start teaching and instilling good moral values to their children at a young age. Problems occur when the child don't obey the rules set by the parents. Even in such times, it is important for parents to assure the child of their unconditional love. Please refrain from saying hurtful things when you're angry. Like, I wish I never gave birth to you. You're so stupid, unlike your auntie who is always an honor student. Negative comments such as this lower your child's self-esteem. Model on how to handle anger. Don't yell or shout, because that would elevate the child's anxiety level. Cheryl Rouge, a 36-year-old mom with 3 boys ages 5, 7, and 9, said, "The yelling really didn't accomplish anything other than making them feel bad and then later making me feel bad. So please don't scratch, slap, punch, throw, or destroy their things when you're angry. Doing so constitutes physical or verbal abuse, and your kids might become bullies in the future. So when they do something wrong, talk to them in private. Listen to their side of the story. Remember, when they explain, they're not being rude. This is a very different generation. They are trained to speak up. You can also check out our previous video on how to understand the Gen Z and the millennials. And when they speak, validate their feelings. Put yourself into their shoes. Tell them what they did wrong in a calm way. Just like this poster. The wrong way would be, don't hurt your brother. The right way would be, I understand that you're upset, but you can't hit your brother. So there's a difference. Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Tip number 2, allow your child to face the consequence. Instead of just commanding and expecting them to obey, explain why you want them to do or not to do something. Train them to think and make wise decisions, so that when they reach their teen years, they would continue to do so. Avoid giving a lot of don'ts, because they would feel like a prisoner in your own home. Let them know that the rules are there because you love them. The rules should be clearly communicated and then imposed. My mom was very strict. I remember being spanked when I disobeyed the rules at home. But I never resented her for that because I know that she did it for my good. But you also have to know that in this present age, spanking is illegal in many countries. In 2019, President Rodrigo Duterte vetoed the bill banning corporal punishment for children. He said that corporal punishment can be administered in a way that the children remember it not as an act of hate or abuse, but a loving act of discipline that desires only to uphold their welfare. And he clarified that he was not advocating physical abuse. Allow me to share with you the true story of Dave Pelzer, who was abused from 4 to 12 years old. His was the 3rd worst case of child abuse in California in the 70s. His memoirs, A Child Called It, The Lost Boy, and A Man Named Dave, moved me to tears. Dave Pelzer was born in San Francisco in 1960. He was the second of 5 boys. At first, they had a happy family until his mom started drinking. There was one time his mom dislocated David's shoulder in a drunken rage. She then asked him to sleep in the upper bunk. So when Dave's dad came home, she told him that Dave fell down from the top bunk and hurt his arm. And that was the story that she told the hospital. Eventually, Dave's dad left them and the abuse got worse. Dave had to finish chores on time or his mom won't give him any food to eat. But he was still a young boy, so he can't finish it on time. You know what he would do? He would go to the trash can and eat leftovers. But when his mom found out, she then would pour ammonia on the leftovers so that Dave won't have any food to eat. There was one time she starved him for 10 consecutive days. Dave then stole food from his classmates. One time, his mom smashed his face in the mirror, crammed a soap down his throat, locked him inside the bathroom with ammonia and Clorox. His mom smeared Dave's face with his brother's soy diapers when he refused to eat it. His mom ordered him to skate for hours without a jacket, and that's winter time. One time, his mom stabbed him in the chest. He was asked to lie on the stove because the mom said, "I want to watch you burn." Good thing his brother came home just in time. Dave was rescued at the age of 12. 4 of his teachers and the school nurse reported his case to the authorities. So eventually he was taken away from his mom and he was moved from one foster home to another. Dave eventually learned to forgive his parents. He was able to rise above all of these negative things. He became a motivational speaker and is helping other abused children. Dave suffered so much under his abusive mother. That's why laws were enacted to protect children. If you believe that spanking helps, here are some tips so as not to punish your child excessively. There should be clear instructions like, first offense, I'm gonna warn you. For the second offense, you have to face the wall. Third offense, I'm gonna spank your hand. And please, in spanking, do not use your own hand. You can use a ruler, and before spanking, you talk to your child first. You explain why he or she should be spanked, and then you can use the ruler to spank him or her only once, and afterwards, embrace your child. Then it would show that you love him or her. That's why you are disciplining him or her. Smartparenting.com.ph reported that actress Melai Cantiveros earned the admiration of netizens in how she disciplines her daughters Mela and Stella. She posted a photo of the two girls next to each other, facing the wall and in kneeling position. Melai said that when they fight, she makes them kneel down and face the wall until they apologize to each other, so they would realize their mistake. But my friends, discipline can also come in the form of withholding privileges. Let's say you told your son that if he does not pick up his toys after playing, he can't use the iPod. Be prepared to follow through, even if they cry or throw a tantrum. Let's say your daughter keeps throwing cookies on the floor. Then warn her, if you keep on throwing cookies on the floor, I won't give you another one, and you'll get hungry. And if she really keeps on throwing, then don't give her another cookie. Tip number 3, assess what happened with your spouse. Tell your spouse what occurred. Then you can brainstorm together how to effectively teach values to your children. Both of you have to agree, or else the child is smart. He or she would go to the lenient parent. So then, one of you would play the role of a good parent and the other would be the bad parent. Think of creative ways on how to help your child obey rules. For instance, when it comes to asking them to do household chores, make it fun for them. Do it with them. Come up with a reward system. Like, you earn a star every time you help wash the dishes, or when you make your own bed. Each star is equivalent to, let's say, 20 pesos. You can post this paper on the refrigerator so they can keep track. And let's say after a week, then you can reward them accordingly. And that's called positive reinforcement. Tip number 4, affirm your child's strengths. Each child has a unique personality. You can check out Florence Littaeur's Personality Plus for parents so that you would know what personality does each of your children possess. Remember, all of them have their own strengths and have their own weaknesses. You can take a quiz on this website, www.gotoquiz.com/results/personality_plus_1. We'll put the link below. So don't expect them to think, talk, and act like you, your spouse, or your other children. They're very unique. Don't play favorites because this will only lead to hurt feelings, inferiority, jealousy, and sibling rivalry. Don't put down your child just because he or she is not in the honor roll. According to the multiple intelligence theory, each child is smart in a different way. You can check out if they're smart in terms of music, kinesthetic, interpersonal, linguistic, mathematical, naturalistic, interpersonal, or visual, and hone them and encourage them to pursue their passions. Catch them doing something right, then praise them. If children think you only notice when they do something bad, then just to get your attention, they will keep on doing something bad. Because for them, negative attention is better than no attention at all. So let's give our children more encouragement. Notice good behavior. Point it out, praising success and effort. The mere fact that they tried, praise them. And be specific. For example, wow, you did a good job putting that toy away. Mommy is very happy that you shared your toy with your younger sister. Tip number 5, apologize when wrong. Do not be afraid that when you apologize to your children, you would lose their respect. On the contrary, you'll gain them. That's what Pastor Peter Tanchi of CCF often speak about. And when you learn to apologize to your kids, they will do so to their kids in the future. And your kids also learn how to forgive those who have hurt them. And when they in turn did something wrong, they would also learn how to apologize. Not apologizing, on the other hand, can sabotage your relationship with your children. Over the years, unresolved conflicts can turn into bitterness, resentment, and even hatred. In apologizing, don't make excuses for wrong behavior, or your children will do likewise. For instance, you don't say, "I'm sorry I shouted at you, but you made me so angry." The correct way would be, "I yelled at you, and I shouldn't, and I'm sorry for that." This poster, you can see the mom telling the kid, "I didn't mean to say that. I'm really sorry." You can also check out our previous video entitled, "What Makes an Effective Apology?" You can see from this poster, like the first one, "I'm sorry for blank." So verbalize your apology. Another way would be, "It was wrong because." That means you're taking responsibility for your action. And the third step is, "Next time I will." That's showing the person that you will not do it again or you'll fix it. Number 4, asking for forgiveness. Like, "Will you forgive me?" So my friends, what to do after a clash with your child? Number 1, assure your child of your unconditional love. Number 2, allow your child to face the consequence. Number 3, assess what happened with your spouse. Number 4, affirm your child's strengths. And number 5, apologize when wrong. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to others. And do follow Adjusting Your Heart in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Signal GCTV 185. Next week, our topic will be what to do after a clash with my teen. Stay safe, everyone.